If you're going to be a Christian with a biblical worldview, in some ways, maybe not in every way, but in some ways, you will not be cool and hip and admired by the standards of American culture. You will, in some sense, again, maybe not in every sense, but in some sense, from the standpoint of our culture's values, you will be an outsider.
Right.
What God has laid out in the Bible regarding sexual ethics and behaviors is not the accepted view of the culture that we live in.
Right.
You know that, I hope. I hope you know that.
Yes.
To be honest, it probably hasn't been the accepted view of American culture since at least the 60s, maybe even before then. You know that, right? Are you aware of that? Yeah, fathers knows best, that's gone. Here, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of this point. If you were to go to someone and say to someone, like maybe like the majority of people in our culture, even to church-going people in our culture, if you were to go to them and say, you know, that's morally wrong according to the Bible when it comes to their sexual behaviors or their views regarding sexuality, you would be laughed at, to put it mildly. You probably would be mocked. Some people would be very, very angry at you. You might even be assaulted. You never know. It depends on who you're talking to. You would be thought of as
A hater.
a hater. Yes, a hater. And you would be thought of as just like old-fashioned. Are you kidding? Like, what a dunce, what a dummy, and completely out of... They look at you the way I used to look at Amish people when I was a little kid. And go, look at that, Daddy. What are they doing? It's just an example. It's an example of what I mean when I say you're going to live. You and I, we're going to live out of step with some aspects of the culture that we live in. If you have a biblical worldview today, we'll be out of step with the culture.